In this video, we'll learn to create this animated gradient in Figma. I'll start by creating a frame for our project. I'll press F on the keyboard and select the desktop option. I'll change the frame's name to Gradient. To create our gradient, we'll need different shapes and colors inside our frame. For this, I'll use a plugin. I'll go to Resources and search for this plugin called Blobs in the Plugins tab. I'll click on it. This window will appear, and we can configure the complexity of each shape it will generate. And this button here allows us to generate a new shape. I'll click this button to insert 5 different shapes. Then we can close it. We have the 5 shapes. However, as we can see in the Layers tab, they're outside of our frame. I'll select all of them and drag them inside our frame. Now, I'll take them one by one and move them inside our frame so they're spread out. We can move and increase the size of each one, more or less like this. The fewer blank spaces you have, the better the effect will be. Now I'll select each of these shapes and change their fill color. I'll select this first shape, come here to the Fill menu. Choose a color. I'll pick this shade of red. Now I'll select this second shape. Change the color here to a shade of yellow, and so on. I'll do this for all the shapes. Okay, we have our colored shapes, and now we'll select them. We'll click on Effects, then on this button here, and change it from Drop Shadow to Layer Blur. Now let's click on the sun icon and change the blur intensity. I'll change it to 600, a value I found works well. We can select it again. I'll increase the size by holding Alt just a little more to prevent white areas from appearing on the sides. I'll use this intensity for this video, but we can change it later if needed. So let's get started. Now, we'll begin the animation of this gradient. For that, we'll need 4 frames of this one. So we'll duplicate this frame by holding Alt and dragging it to the right. To make it easier, I'll use the shortcut Command D or Control D to duplicate 2 more times. Okay, now, in this second frame, I'll select the shapes we have here and rotate them by -90 degrees. And move the shapes so that all the colors are visible and it avoids these blank corners. So we can increase the size a little more and move. And we'll do the same thing on this frame. But this time we'll rotate it another 90 degrees. We can also move and enlarge it a bit, just like before. And in this fourth option, we can move here as well by rotating. But I'll rotate this one once more and increase the size a little more. Okay, to make it clear, I've used this blue color as a reference, which is in the bottom left position, and in each frame, it should be in a different position. So it's here in the bottom left, here it's on the right, here it's moved to the top right, and in this last frame, it's already in the top left corner. So it will perform this rotation. This will be our gradient animation, and this will happen with all the shapes. Now, let's start with the prototyping. We'll come here to the Prototype tab. We'll drag this first frame to the second frame. We'll change the prototyping settings. I'll change it from on click to after delay. From 800 milliseconds, I'll change it to 1 millisecond. I'll leave it at Smart Animate, Ease Out, and 4,000 milliseconds. And we'll do the same thing here from the second frame to the third frame. From the third frame to the fourth frame. And from the fourth frame to the first frame. Now let's test it. And this is the result of our animated gradient. If this video was helpful for you, please leave a like to help the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to get the next tips. Thanks and see you next time.